What if the Big Bang never happened? Everything you've ever touched, every star you've ever seen, every atom inside your body exists because of a single event. But here's the strange part. The Big Bang may be the most important thing that ever happened, and yet almost nobody has stopped to ask what reality would look like if it never happened at all. Not a different universe, not an empty universe, no universe. And once you follow that idea to its conclusion, the result becomes genuinely difficult to comprehend. Because the first thing most people imagine is darkness, a black void stretching endlessly in every direction, but darkness is still something. A black void still requires space, and space is exactly what the Big Bang created. If the Big Bang never happened, there would be nowhere for darkness to exist. No distance, no direction, no up, no down, no before, no after, nothing. And that's where the problem begins, because your brain was never designed to imagine true nothingness. Every image you create in your mind secretly contains a universe. Try it. Picture absolute nothing. Within seconds, your brain sneaks something back in. A black room, an empty space, a floating point, a silent void. But all of those require reality itself to already exist. The Big Bang is often described as an explosion. That's actually wrong. An explosion happens inside space. The Big Bang was the expansion of space itself. There was no empty universe waiting to be filled. There was no giant room where galaxies could eventually appear. Space came into existence with the expansion. Time came into existence with the expansion. The stage and the actors appeared together. And that's what makes the question so strange. If the Big Bang never happened, there is no universe sitting there waiting. There is no clock frozen at zero. There isn't even a zero, because time itself would never begin. Stephen Hawking once compared asking what happened before the Big Bang to asking what lies north of the North Pole. The question sounds meaningful, but it may not actually make sense. North only exists on Earth. The North Pole is where north ends. Likewise, time may only exist inside our universe. Remove the universe and the concept of before disappears with it. But let's go deeper. Because the Big Bang didn't just create space and time. It created possibility. Roughly 13.8 billion years ago, the observable universe was compressed into an unimaginably hot and dense state. Then it expanded. Within minutes, the first atomic nuclei formed. Hundreds of millions of years later, gravity pulled matter together into stars. Inside those stars, hydrogen became helium. Helium became carbon. Carbon became oxygen. Oxygen became iron. Every heavier element in your body was forged inside dying stars. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in your lungs. All of it traces back to that original expansion. You are not merely living in the aftermath of the Big Bang. You are the aftermath of the Big Bang. For a moment, think about how unlikely that is. Every person you've ever loved, every conversation you've ever had, every mistake you've ever made, every memory you've carried for years. All of it depends on a chain of events stretching back nearly 14 billion years. If a star hadn't exploded billions of years ago, the iron in your blood wouldn't exist. If gravity had been slightly weaker, the sun might never have formed. If the early universe had expanded a little differently, Earth may never have existed at all. The fact that you're sitting here listening to this video is not just a human story. It's a cosmic accident so improbable that the universe spent billions of years arranging the conditions for it to happen. And without the Big Bang, there are no stars, no elements, no chemistry, no planets, no life, no observer capable of asking the question. But here's where things become even stranger. Some physicists believe the laws of nature themselves emerged from the early universe. The strength of gravity, the behavior of light, the masses of particles. These values appear incredibly precise. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn too quickly. Slightly weaker, and many stars might never form at all. Tiny changes in the laws of physics could produce a universe where galaxies never exist, which raises an uncomfortable possibility. Without the Big Bang, not only would matter be absent, the laws that govern matter might never exist either. No gravity, no electromagnetism, no nuclear forces, no physical rules of any kind. Imagine opening a book and discovering there are no pages, no words, no alphabet, no language. That's closer to what reality might look like. Not empty, undefined, but there is another possibility, and this is where modern cosmology becomes genuinely weird. Some theories suggest the Big Bang was not the beginning. Instead, it may have been a transition, a phase change, a bounce from a previous universe. In certain models, universes expand, collapse, and expand again. An endless cycle stretching across unimaginable spans of time. If one of those theories is correct, then asking what happens if our Big Bang never occurred produces a different answer. Maybe another universe would still exist. The universe did not have to exist. Every breath you take depends on a sequence of cosmic events that began nearly 14 billion years ago. A sequence that could have unfolded differently, or perhaps never unfolded at all. And if the Big Bang never happened, there would be nobody left to miss it. Because the only reason you can ask this question is that it did.